designers. Welcome to DreamAloud Art. I'm Electra. And if you're just coming through and you're just, being, just kind of observing and you haven't really followed, go ahead and follow me at DreamAloud Art and follow our guest today, also B1NE_. And there's his link, if you will, to his page, which is on this live. So you can go ahead and follow him too, most definitely. Also on my page, make sure that you click the link in my bio so you can see the full interview by subscribing on YouTube. So you can get notified once the full interview is uploaded. So there we have that. So rewinding, we have a very special guest today, Bryant Anthony. So can I call you B1?
Yes, you can call me B1. Everybody calls me B1.
I don't know if we're on that level, can I be like B1 or should I call you? Okay, all right, cool. I'm gonna call you B1. So for the folks that they are blank slate, they don't know anything about you at all. What do you do, or what is your main focus? What is your main passion? Share that with us.
That's a good question, actually. I like to, that's a real good question. I like to think of myself as an all-around artist because I literally have dabbled and have done professionally just about everything except for nails. Seriously.
Wow.
When it comes to the arts, when it comes to the arts, I've done just about everything. So I would like to think of myself as a creative problem solver. Problem solver.
Let me feel that. I like that.
Right? Look, anybody heard that? They heard it from here first. I'm a creative problem solver.
Let me get my pen right now, and I'm writing that down. I love that. Creative problem solver. Okay, cool.
Thank you.
And what else? What else are you adding to that?
So I have a company called Dolphin Black Studios. That's the day job. I also work with a number of other creatives who also do help me creative problem solving as far as help commercial printing. We help build small businesses, barbershops, cooks, beauty salons, you name it, law firms, everything visually, branding wise. I help with that. So that's the day job. And a lot of what people see on my Instagram, I guess you can say that's the dream job. That's the passion. But I mean, art in general is my passion. But
definitely,
the paintings and everything. If I could get paid to paint forever, that's probably what I would do.
Painting. You love to focus on painting.
Yeah, like large scale pieces, murals. I love doing. I would say, like I said, if I could get paid to paint for the rest of my life, I would just do that. I would stick to that.
Okay. All right.
Marketing and branding pays the bills. I guess I can start from the beginning as far as what I've done as far as artistically wise. Yeah.
We do have. I got questions too, so it's all good.
Okay. Well, yeah. Like I said, I dabbled in all of it though. So yeah, I'm gonna let you shoot them questions. Because I know you got some questions.
Yes, because there's always, when we're talking art and we can vibe on that subject alone, we could go back and forth for a while because there's just, I've talked to some, I've had some interviewees and I'm like, okay, we're going to have to do a part 2 on this, because there's just so much to really vibe about. And that's a great thing. I'd like to know, well, with that introduction to folks that, don't know, they had no idea who you are, and now they're learning about you and how you are a creative problem solver. I want to rewind, and I want to go back to your childhood. Let me pull up a notebook and let's go back to your childhood. So, and whether it was your childhood or not, but usually it is the childhood is the answer I get. But what point in your life did you realize that you are a creative and you want to put more of your attention there? You want to focus on that. Was it sometime, it might not have been in your childhood, but what was like either a pivotal moment or something you've always known? What has that, what was the life, if you will?
To be honest, I think that was something that's always been there. I've always been a creative since I was little. I've been drawing and painting since a kid. But I've also I would I would also say like the pivotal point probably when I really started to appreciate it more probably came in high school. In high school,
all right, all right.
I dabbled a little bit in middle school as well. I started airbrushing. Airbrushing.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, yeah. I started airbrushing.
For that. That's challenging in my eyes.
Yeah, so I started painting like t-shirts and shoes when I was like 15, 16. Yeah, I was actually 14. I started an apprenticeship. So like, yeah, it's crazy because like at 14 I started an apprenticeship at an airbrush shop called Wells Creations in Cleveland. And let's just say like I didn't understand when I was that young that was actually a career for some people, you know what I'm saying? So I was very blessed to actually have that time inside Wells Creation. So at 14, I started learning how to airbrush.
Right.
At 15, I started working at the airbrush shop. So I started painting, you know, t-shirts, hoodies, doing shoes, doing jeans. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. Yeah. So like the airbrushing came about. That opened up a lot of doors, and then just being at the airbrush shop, like, you know, at that young, I was like a sponge, you know, so I got to soak up and watch my mentors just, you know, create logos, do these branding projects for people, you know, so that was like my first professional taste of art. And it was a career, you know, for some, like I said, and I didn't realize at that age that I was such in a blessed position, you know what I'm saying, to take in so much knowledge as far as art goes.
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining with that.
It was a lot.
What an introduction. And then to be able to be in a position where you're consistently in that creative process. You know, when I think of when I was 15, you know, it was like kind of like a blocked segment of that creativity and not really exercising it all the time, which for me was art class, you know. So it's like, oh, but when I go to art class, that's when I'm more creative. And it was usually just in that 1 hour window. I didn't really do too much outside of that, but I tried to put as much, you know, fun and energy into that 1 hour block as opposed to what you're doing. You know, you got in a flow with it. It was, you know, work. It was, you know, consistent. So I think that's pretty cool.
So check this out. This is funny though.
What's up? What's up?
I didn't. All my art school, all art classes, I did horrible in into middle school, just about because it was, but they were boring. That's why. It was because it was boring. So I was like, so my mom used to wonder like, why are you doing bad at art? Like, what do you mean? How are you messing up here? Of all the classes.
Wait a minute. Wait. The only way that I can think of, and this is because I got a D from somebody. I got a D from one of the art professors in college who was evaluating my senior show. And the only reason that I can think that you would do horribly is if there were rules of sorts and you didn't follow. Okay, and
it's very much a lot of rules. Of course, I didn't get to freedom until high school, really.
So I feel it. Trust me. I was quite the rebellious art student at times in college, and so it was like, you know what, bump your rules. I'm done with that stuff. You know, it's like I ain't trying to hear none of that. Okay, so the art classes, you weren't exactly the most stellar student.
Nah, but it wasn't in those early years, because like I said, like I was rebellious though too. I was very rebellious.
Okay. So
I didn't want to like I think in elementary school, like in the 5th grade or something, they had us like drawing a clown or something one time, and it was just like and I remember I made the clown like real evil looking at my teacher like that, like, yo, what's going on? Like I had him like he had like the whole it vibe going on, right? And my teacher was just like, yo, what's up? Like, so for around that time when things got real boring, I kind of drew a lot of morbid shit. Like I was drawing like Jason, Freddy Krueger. It was like horror. Like I don't know. I went through a phase. It was a weird phase. I think it was just a development phase, like rebellion, because I didn't want to do the school art stuff, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I understand. I definitely understand. I went through, you know, as I mentioned, especially my years in college, and it was mind blowing to me because we, generally speaking, but we as art students focus on that because, or take that direction because we want to be as expressive and as creative as possible. And then it blew my mind when we're given projects and we're told we can only use 3 fonts, 3 different fonts, to choose from, or we can only use 3 different colors. And I'm up here like, what? Like, is this real?
Yeah, that wasn't it, you know. But actually, even the color mixing process, I didn't have a problem with that. Like, you know, red, yellow, blue. I liked actually making and experimenting with my own colors and stuff like that. So, like, if you gave me red, yellow, and blue, and black and white, I will make every color in the spectrum. That's it. That's all I need. White and black, red, yellow, blue. I can make everything.
You got some skills. You have
I can make everything from that. Flesh tones, anything I need from those primary colors.
So let's kind of regroup here from when you were 15 doing the airbrush thing. Where exactly did painting come in where you got to that point that you can mix colors the way you just shared with us? Like, to me,
well, that was already there before airbrushing. That was there before airbrushing. I understood color theory and all of that stuff before airbrushing. The airbrushing just helped me explore a little more, understand the tools, different tools, the professional side of art as well, you know. So that was major to me. So at 15, even at 14 when I was an apprentice, to see how the whole shop operated, you know. And then at 15, so by 15 I understood how to run the shop, like, you know what I'm saying. So because I'm working side by side with my boss, you know what I'm saying, my employer, so it was times where they would go out to lunch and I would have to run the shop, you know. So that was my first. So at 16 I was running the whole studio.
Huge. Oh my gosh, that is so huge. And what a blessing. I'm so serious.
It definitely was a blessing.
So who has been the most influential and supportive of your ventures, just in general? You know, has there been 1 or 2 people that have really backed, really supported you, even if maybe you had an idea that seemed outrageous, but they have been like, you know,
I would say it's been multiple people, but I would have to say like I would have to say my mother for the definitely. The reason why my mother though is because I hear so many stories from other artists and other creatives on how their parents didn't support them. And I can't imagine that. I can't imagine that. And the reason why
Diz, he says,
Diz, what up, man?
I know, right?
That's my guy. That's my guy. Yo, a lot of Art Basels with that man. Yo, that's my boy. Yeah, good time.
Nice. So but, sorry, I just wanted to plug that in, but go ahead as far as.
But I would definitely say my mother, and the reason why is because, like, especially where we come from, you know what I'm saying. So I'm born and raised from Cleveland, you know what I'm saying. So it wasn't no cakewalk, and I ain't from like I said, we ain't from like Willoughby or Wycliffe or nothing like that. Cleveland. Okay. So a lot of things, like, I think from my standpoint, like, I've seen a lot of people be like, oh, well, go to work, go do this, do that. You know, their parents are very like, I don't want to say controlling, but in some ways, like, they feel that they know what's best for their child, like most parents do.
I always say, this is my plug as far as parental figures and support, is that I feel as though if they hadn't seen what their idea of a successful artist, if they haven't seen that, and
right, and I think what it is that they project those fears. They project those fears on their kids.
They don't. It's just not. Perhaps it's not a conversation or anything they've experienced or seen. So they're leery. Like, oh, why do you do that?
But when you got a family from the projects who ain't got no fear. So like my mother was just like, yo, we're gonna do whatever we want, how we want, and we're gonna make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So beautiful. It was like, if you can make some money off of it, and if it makes you happy, then do it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no, oh, well, I don't know a whole bunch of professional artists, and are you gonna make a lot of money, or how is this gonna work, or what? It wasn't no doubts. It wasn't no questions about it. It was just like, is that what you want to do? Is it gonna make you a living? As long as you can make a living off of it, I'm cool with it. And she supported me. Yeah. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think I seen her in the chat not too long ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think she was talking. Yeah. Oh, matter of fact,
if she's still watching, but I actually have a question I was going to ask about your mom too, and I'm glad that I picked the question, but that's for later. So I'm glad I picked the question about your mom. But all right, and that's really powerful. So again, a big thank you and shout out to her for being your support, being your rock behind your creative ventures. I think that's great. Yay! I like that. That's good stuff. So I want to talk about, we're going to look at your page and we're going to talk about a couple of posts, although I want to talk about a whole lot of them.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Timing, I'm not going to do it. But I shared a couple of them. This one here, this is a painting, right?
Hold on, because actually you blacked out. No,
good?
I can't see you anymore.
Oh, okay. Oh, you can't?
No, I said I can't see you, actually. No.
You cannot see me? Okay. Go ahead.
Hold on a
second. I'm going to... What's up?
Hold on. Let me see something right quick. We're going to get another phone. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, so which image? Now I can see you real quick. Which image?
You can see me again? Okay. All right. Okay, this is a painting, right?
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I think it might be lagging.
Am I still there? Uh-oh. Is there a delay?
It is a delay. Okay, so I'm just now seeing the painting. All right, I see which one you're talking about now.
Okay.
Okay.
So wait, can you see me? Are we good?
Somewhat. But I know which painting you're talking about. So it's at the top. Yes. The painting of my sister, LT, actually.
That's your sister?
Yeah.
Okay. So have you added, and I'm going to hold this up just so our viewers can still see this too. So is the entire thing a painting, or you added some other elements in there?
It's like painting, collaging.
Okay.
Yeah. Some of his painting, I did the ski mask out of collage. So part of it is some of it is painting, and then some of it actually is collage, like magazine clippings and stuff like that I found.
That's incredible, in which I really don't, I'm just trying to make sense of it. And then it's kind of, what's the size of this also?
Man, it's like a 48 by 48. Yeah, it's pretty big.
This is such a favorite of mine.
If you put it in the middle of your living room, it's taking up space. Okay, so the piece is actually, like I said, my sister LT.
Yes.
And that was from my last solo show, my third solo exhibition, and it was titled Seasons. And what it was is that I had been
just showing this to everybody. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had been going through some things, but basically it was an experimental stage. And a lot of times as artists, we get trapped inside a box. And once we are known for that style of work, it's like, no, the people like, we want you to do this. We want you to do this and stick to this and nothing else. So for me, it was more so like just keeping my same style a little bit, but changing it up a little bit also. Just like I said, exploration. And as an artist, we want to do that, but a lot of times we fear that because of the stigma from other people, judgment. Like we have that fear of changing what we do because we feel like nobody's gonna like it, right? You know what I'm saying? We are our biggest critics. So like what Erykah Badu say, Erica says, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit, right? That's true. That is very true. That is very true. You know what I'm saying? I love Erykah Badu, by the way. Actually, I have prints on my website right now.
Oh,
So
snap. Okay.
while we on lockdown, y'all, go check out the website.
Oh, definitely. Well, we you always get a plug at the end. Always. We always want to know where can we find, so yeah, you're fine. This is your playing field too. So, okay, yeah, very true. So you were exploring at that time.
That's what that was. So I actually did a couple paintings like that. I just haven't put them out there.
Okay.
Some of them were more so like I don't want to say grieving processes, but they were more personal, and I didn't put that out there yet. But I think I'm going to
for
start
the healing
posting.
process.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start posting more personal work. Yeah.
Okay, that would be good. I mean, I support it, so of course I want to see more. All right, yeah. It's like a visual, and what for my senior show in college, I would say that my work was like a visual diary. So whatever I was experiencing, that's where it would come out. It was a visual diary, most definitely. So, yeah, I understand that. Now, I want to give a shout out to this gentleman here, Mr. Robot Geek, because I see y'all have some, I think he did a painting
that's
of you.
That's the homie. That's the homie.
Yeah, he sure is. He was the very first interview I ever did. So yeah. I have a special place in my heart for Mr. Robot Geek.
Yeah, he told me.
Yes, most definitely. So tell us, yeah, he's good people for sure. Tell us a little bit about, okay, I'm going to go back. I shared one. This I had missed this. I totally did not see this until yesterday. But this dress situation, and you collaborated with a fashion designer. Oh my God, I was like, I mean, where can I get these? Let me get the dress. Like, where is all of this? So tell us a little bit about the fashion aspect.
Oh, yeah.
And this too? You created this too? Like,
yeah.
Okay, can all of this be found? Is there like the link on your
so
page?
not the dress. A lot of that stuff
really
is
messed
made
up. Just so you know, that's really jacked up. But go ahead.
A lot of my stuff is made to order. It is very, very limited when I do a release. So I try to treat everything as if they're still like masterpieces, like art. So
and they
even the fashion, anything fashion related is still treated as if it's art or a print. So t-shirts, anything like that, I make them as if they're screen printed, just regular prints. So it's not, I don't look at it as a t-shirt. I look at it as like it's canvas. That's just another canvas. Absolutely. So even with the dress, we literally took canvas and different materials, and I literally painted it. And then I worked with a designer here in Columbus named Kanisha Nicole. She's dope. Shout out to Kanisha, man.
Yes,
she's good
she
people.
is.
Yeah, yes, she did her thing on that, So just seeing everything, like our vision, actually come together, and then the execution on everything was like way more than I imagined. So I had this idea in my head, but I didn't even know the execution was going to be that good, though. And I think I have Miss J to thank for that as well. That was the photographer. And of course,
we follow each other now. It's like, oh snap,
yeah, she's dope.
From that
she's
post
dope.
I was put on,
and of course the model as well.
Artists.
So like those entities together, you got a good model, you get a good photographer, you got a good designer, and you got a good artist behind it. So the team behind that project was we executed everything, our jobs very well. So you can't be great by yourself, not all the time. You know what I'm saying? So
and that's
it takes a team sometimes.
That's what my business is built off of. All of us artists, like,
hey, and we need you, and we need you.
Thank you. I need y'all too, for sure. So yeah, that it's just a different kind of energy, and I didn't always have that. You sound like you've had a lot of interaction and collaboration and support for a long time. And I didn't have that, but I chose not to have that. I lived in kind of like ego land, like I'm a dope ass artist and I could do all this by myself. And I did accomplish a lot of great things. I'm very blessed to say, but I really wonder what that would have looked like if I opened myself up to other artists and interacting with other, you know, other artists, besides them being my friends. I had a lot of artist friends, but I didn't really do work with them creatively, you know? So
yeah, I mean, I understand. Yeah, I understand that aspect as well. People, we all live in our egos a little bit. Let's be honest, right?
Yes. For survival purposes.
Yeah, and it goes back to what I was saying about artists being sensitive about their shit. You know, artists, we can sometimes be sensitive about our work, and we don't want to share that. It's sometimes it can be very vulnerable. You know, I myself, I can say that I was always in that vulnerability position, or that position of being uncomfortable, because at 15, 16, you gotta remember, I was painting at the airbrush shop. So if I'm painting a t-shirt, sometimes there'll be people waiting, they'll be watching me. Like, yo, I just want my name on my t-shirt. I want my signature down beat. You know what I'm saying? They'll pull up to the shop. And guess what? Sometimes I might be like, yo, it might be like 20, 30 minutes. You wanna go, you know, sometimes I'm like, you want to come back and get it? Or they ask, can I wait?
Right.
Okay, cool. You know, so now if this person is like, if it's like a name order or something like that, you know, they'll sit there for 30 minutes and watch you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think this is during a time, I think, where they were still charging for text messages a little bit. So, you know, so everything wasn't, I mean, if you had unlimited, you was just balling out of control. But, you know, we was high school kids. So, you know, like, a lot of them would sit there and watch me. So it was always like, I've always had people watching me, like, while I do art. You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, putting the ego to the side came more so in college, where at CCAD, I was forced to work with people that I didn't want to work with sometimes. And then they put you in teams that you don't, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, I got to work with this. And this group decides, like, this group decides my grade.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
I have not even thought about the group projects that we had. I haven't thought about that in a long time. So you opened up some brain waves there.
Rough times.
Yeah. But ultimately, just going back to the idea of collaboration, it is very powerful. And we can grow much quicker and organically when we work together. For sure. It's very powerful. Very powerful. All right, cool. It looks like our queue is building up with some questions. So we're going to move on to the Q&A segment from the viewers now.
Okay.
I have so many questions, B1. I have so many, but we are going to move.
We're gonna let the people talk.
Yes,
we can always we can always do a second part. Let's let the people talk. Yeah,
we sure can, and I always say that because we can definitely do a part 2. We can. That's very possible. So we have one from one of my favorite folks here, semi-decent artist who is not semi-decent, but that's what she calls herself. So she says, since you are called the creator problem solver, how do you get out of art block? I did see her ask that question in the comments.
That question. She hit me with the doozy, did she? Come on. Listen. Oh, that's a shark attack. Listen, that one.
What's the feedback on that?
I have a number of things.
All right.
Some I don't know if I can say on IG Live.
Okay. Well, then we won't.
Yeah. So I'm inspired by a lot of different things.
Okay.
If you go on my page, I'm pretty sure you can tell.
Okay.
So
you may want to look closer.
Yeah. Right. So the as far as art block, not doing any art. Go figure, right? Art block. Just don't focus on it. So this is something me and Rob actually go through a lot, because we are like, we motivate each other. So sometimes we just take a break from it. Like, and you don't want that. If that art block lasts longer than a week, force yourself to sketch. That's it. Force yourself to sketch. So I'm gonna even
that.
say like it's okay to have artist block. Like it's okay to like not
It is
paint or
okay.
draw for a week. Like I've done that. Like I haven't honestly.
I feel like it's your being saying to rest. Put it down. Put it
Yeah,
down. Like just
exactly.
put it
That and
down for this
that's
moment.
exactly what it is. And then sometimes you need that because you come back and you have so much more to give. So like
Yes.
since like I worked so hard for my third solo show, um, and I haven't painted since. Like I've drawn, I've done stuff in my sketchbooks, like ideas and stuff, but I haven't painted since early January.
Wow. Okay. All
right. We are in March, yo. We are in March, and I haven't painted.
April's door.
Exactly. You know, so a lot. I'm pretty sure everybody in here right now probably think like, B1 paint every day. No. So artist block. When you have artist block, you gotta. The only thing you can do is let that shit ride. To be honest, because if you don't, yeah, because you start to doubt yourself, you start to feel lazy, you get into depression, like all those things can contribute to that artist block. And then once you let those negative energies on top of that artist block, you become like you get depressed, you don't want to do no work, you know what I'm saying? So you just know that these artist blocks are just phases. This is not determine who you are as a creator.
Well said.
You know, so just actually go. She have
likes
a
your response. She
appreciates that. No problem. Go have. I don't know if you drink. Everybody's vices are different. Drink, smoke. I don't know. Go out or not go out right now, obviously. But maybe watch a movie. You know. Backtrack on the going out part. But you need to. You need to relieve yourself in some way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, artist block, like I said, just ride it out. You know, don't touch don't paint, don't touch your computer. Do not look at other artists' work on Instagram. Don't judge yourself. Move at your own pace. That's for everybody, man. Like we can look at social media and get trapped. You know what every artist is working on. Why am I not moving further? All of that.
Right. Yeah, but that's really big. You hit on a couple of really strong points too with the, I think, and Obi, the homie Obi Gainsmaker, he just joined, but it was on his interview that I believe he also mentioned that about comparing, you know, and comparing and say, oh, you know, oh gosh, their work is so much better than mine. Everybody's got their own unique style.
Exactly.
Okay. Point blank. You are unique in your own being, in yourself. So there's no need for that too. And that can also add up to, you know, just getting, I guess, I was going to say like just kind of getting in your feelings about your own work and just criticizing your own work in a negative sense. So, but yeah, so thank you for that response. We have 3 more questions that are in the queue. And this one is from the homie Cassian.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he says, have you ever had a dream or a vision from a higher power that inspired you to create something? I'm going to say that last word was artistic. I think I saw that. Have
I ever had a dream or a vision from a higher power that inspired me to
create something artistic?
Definitely.
Okay.
I'm going to say, honestly, I'm going to have to say the higher purpose. You know, the higher power gave me the idea of the Spread More Love campaign.
Okay.
The whole heart campaign, the Spread More Love campaign. I actually have been drawing hearts for a long time, you know, and you know, but it was mainly like it was the hearts was a band-aid. A lot of people don't know this. The hearts was a band-aid for reality. And when I get into it, it's actually kind of dark because like I said I'm from East Cleveland. There ain't no art galleries in the hood. You know, there ain't no galleries. So the streets is my gallery, and you kind of like the hearts was like the cover up of the trap houses and poverty and everything else. So like it's that band-aid on the world a little bit. Like so all the ugly, you know what I'm saying, because all the ugliness in the world, all the badness in the world is like spread more love in a world that shows so little. And right now, that's something that we even need more right now. Like, spread love, not corona.
Yeah.
Come on, for real. Spread love, not corona.
Yes. Yes.
And,
That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
Yeah, like for real. Like, so
Absolutely.
That was that I think that the hearts and stuff actually came from, you're a product of your environment. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why it's a ski mask in the hearts. So the hearts that came from the higher power to basically show, no matter where you're from, like you can still be a loving, laid back, and cool individual. You know what I'm saying? But and the ski mask came from, okay, I'm a product of this environment. You know what I'm saying? So don't get it twisted. So, because it's like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde a little bit,
Okay.
Yeah. Right. So that's the whole reason for it. But it's I'm a product of my environment, and I'm not afraid of where I come from. I take it with pride. You know what I'm saying? Because I made it this far. And I mean, life wasn't always easy. So, I would say definitely that's the higher power right there to spread more love. And the thing is,
you're getting a lot of really good feedback. What's
so crazy though?
Viewers, they're really appreciative of that
feedback. No problem at all. Because it's like now, because like I haven't had these in-depth questions a lot of times. But even that question again, like thinking about it, when he said higher power, like I had been drawing hearts. And guess what I thought? Like when high school and stuff like that, it was very subliminal. I would draw them with like pinups or just draw them on top of stuff or whatever.
Sure.
And I thought it was corny. Like, I don't know. I thought I didn't think it was corny. I thought other people would think it was corny. Okay. So I didn't push it until like 2013, and I decided but I put it on stuff like baseball bats. You know what I'm saying? So it was a little like, okay, it's cool. We're going to just put this here. Like once again, baseball bats, Timberland boots, like stuff that was, I would put a heart on a ski mask, more like that was fitting to me. You know what I'm saying? So it was actually like stuff that would contradict a little bit, So that was
to me it almost is like a yin and a yang in ways.
Right. Yeah. So definitely that came from that artwork came from a higher power. Thank you for that question, man. Like that was one that
Oh, they look. He's the homie for a reason, right there. Yeah, Cassian be getting deep with it. So you got a lot of really good feedback from our viewers about that response. So thank you so much for that. We may have to entertain doing a part 2 because we are going to move forward. I know there's a couple of questions, but you gave some really thorough feedback, and which it was needed. It was definitely needed. So we're going to round it out a little more here. We're going to move forward. So now we're going to put the reverse roles card into play. So do you have any questions for me, B1? Do you have any questions for me?
Well, I know how you found me now. Because of Rob.
Oh,
so
that
yeah, was it Rob? Yeah, so that was my first question.
Definitely was. Yes. It was him and then someone else. I think it was Diz.
Probably. I was thinking that because I seen like I'm a listener and I watch as well. I know like sometimes I'm not as attentive on Instagram, but I seen Diz on your page and I seen Rob.
Yeah, I think he dropped you in the comments. Okay, see, I believe Diz dropped you in the comments of his interview, and I was, catching up on all the people he, was referring me to, and then I saw you for the second time. But when Diz was the second person who put me onto you, and I was like, okay, I think I might need to reach out to this B1 person over here because everybody's like, yo, you need to check him out, look a little bit further into his page and everything too. So, okay, yeah. Is that the only question?
That, and you already answered my second one too by telling me that you're an artist yourself. So at first, I knew you appreciated art.
Yes.
So I've come across a lot of people who appreciate art, who do some of the things that you do. as far as like the blogging and stuff like that. But I didn't know if you were actually an artist yourself, and you answered that for me already. So that was my other question.
Yes, way early. Yeah, I sure did. Yeah.
So now I'm gonna be looking for your work.
I know. Oh my gosh. So the thing. Okay. So where can you see my work? This is my disclaimer up front. I do not like actively do anything on this page, and the page is Electra_City. So Electra with a C. So Electra_City. Yeah, I can DM it to you after.
Yeah, do that.
I'll DM it to you. It's just, it's a beautiful history. This is the next chapter, and it's an undeniable chapter. I can't even tell you what is channeling through besides saying it's a higher power right now for me. And I love it. I love this more than when I was actually creating, and it's fantastic. I have a great time. I feel like I connect with, when I make these connections with a multitude of artists, it's like I see a part of me in them too, because I'm an artist, you know. So it's such a relatable, like, magnetic thing, and I can't even explain it. So I find so much joy in connecting with artists and sharing their work, you know. So yeah, it's a big thing. So I will be posting more of my work on DreamAloud Art because everybody is asking about it. So I'm doing that steadily. You know, I have a passion for highlighting other artists right now. So that's why it's kind of like, I don't want to, you know, keep showing stuff that applies to me, but I will share it. I
respect that, actually. I respect that a lot, because we need people like you as well to highlight those other, like, you need to understand the artist in order to, you know, to actually push them as well. So
it's a different kind of energy.
Yeah, because for me, in my experience, I've come across art dealers, right? Yes. Art dealers and stuff like that. People who can tell me I get DMs from people. Oh, I can sell your work. But what do you know about art? Are you an artist? And they're not. They use a lot of times they're just another salesman trying to pitch.
So we're going to move on, and I guess we'll just round it out with the word game. But I will say this with the word game. Okay, because I did have other questions. I know I said I had a question about your mom too, right?
Yeah.
I'm only going to ask 5 questions, or not 5. Excuse me. I'm only going to ask or say 5 words. Okay. With each word, you tell me the first. Yes, you tell me the first thing that comes to mind.
Ooh.
That's it. Okay. If it takes you longer than 2 seconds to answer, then we're going to move on. We're just going to move on to the next word. Okay.
So,
and then I'm going to ask you
a letter?
One question. Huh?
You said a letter?
No, one word. I'm going to say
one word. Okay, what comes to mind?
Yes.
No, okay.
And then you tell me the one word that comes to your mind when I say this word. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm only going to ask you that one question about your mom, because we have to wrap it up. Okay.
All right.
So here go your 5 words. First word is drip. Go.
Fashion.
Okay. All right. Next word, snooze.
Sleeping.
Okay, sleeping. Just in general. Okay. Third word, girls.
Love them.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Next word, loser.
Not me. I mean, I don't.
Oh my God. Okay, and your last word is cereal.
Killer. I don't. That's right.
You hear me? You said killer. Oh God. Oh. I meant cereal, like eating, but
I know. That's terrible, right?
I'm done. You're fine. All right, I'm in tears. There go the tears now. The tears of laughter. Okay, I'm only going to ask you one question, okay, that I had lined up from the very beginning. What is the nicest thing your mom does for you? What is the nicest thing your mom does for you?
Support. All mine does.
Support. See, and that's
support my
like,
dream.
Oh my God, like you totally
support my dream.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is the best gift she's given me, because it's going to be like the world is going to doubt you. So if you can't get it from like, I hear artists can't get it from home. If you can't get it from home, like if you couldn't get it from the foundation, it's gonna be a struggle.
Yeah,
and I applaud those who
it's a
can't get
whole
that
different
support.
energy.
I applaud those who couldn't have that and still continue.
Yeah, which is beautiful. So a big shout out to your mom, just in case she was actually on there. I know you said she might have come to the live, so big shouts to her, most definitely. And okay, so thank you so much. I know we had to kind of like abbreviate that part of the segment, but thank you so much for your feedback. And give us a plug. Where can we find you? What's coming up next? What links can we go to? Give us that plug.
So of course my website, www.b1.com, BEE the number 1 NE.com.
Which is in your bio.
Right, which is in my bio. So link in the bio. Of course my Instagram. I just started using Twitter. Don't really use it much, but it's the same. B1 _. What I have coming up next, I still owe my homeboy Jay Cross a challenge. So while this quarantine is going on, don't know how long, I'm working on 100 for 100 project, which I'm working on like 100 paintings for $100 each. So it's basically, which is after this, it's a no-go. Like my prices are never this low, first of all. So this is actually a steal for people.
This is crazily low.
And I mean I've done a few so far, and I don't know if she's listening, but like a few of the people, like one of the people who've actually bought my paintings actually flipped it. Like so she bought it for 100 and sold it for 3. I mean, applause to her for hustling. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, obviously they worth instant value because I mean, you know, I've sold.
Absolutely. Well, when you said $100, I was like, wow. Well,
and they 16. Like some of them are they're different sizes, 12 by 16, 16 by 20. You know, so.
And all of this info we can go to your site and find out about, or are you just talking about it right now?
I'm just talking about it right now because I'm going to start doing them in the next couple weeks. Actually, probably within a week. You know, so I'm just going to be dropping the paintings. I'm not actually going to.
Right.
Some of them might be on my website if they make it, because I've had like the few that I've done.
Okay, so and I want to just let you know that whatever ventures you have coming up, I'm very open if you want to let me know, DM me, or share it with me so I could share it with our tribe too. Okay.
Definitely.
So anything you want me to talk about, and you know, if I'm available to do it, then I'll definitely do it.
Oh, actually, I do got one more thing that I am working on though. So outside of my paintings in the 100 for 100 project, I'm actually in the works right now of working with a lot of brands here in Columbus. So I wanted to do like some projects here at home because I was traveling a lot before, and in the last year or two, I've been doing more stuff in Ohio and especially in Columbus. So right now in the works, of course, with everything going on, it kind of slowed us down, but I'm also working on a project with Overstand USA, which is a clothing line here in Columbus. I'm also working with a local designer by the name of Russ Martin. We're actually working on some designer pieces where, you know, cut and sew, custom suits, leather hoodies, stuff like that.
Oh my God.
You know, so so Russ Martin, Overstand.
Keep me posted. Yeah, keep me posted. B1 for sure. Okay, please keep me posted. And yeah, I'm definitely willing to support you as you continue moving forward. Okay.
Thank you.
And one more thing, because we only have like 2 minutes now. But do you want to give a shout out? Now you got to. I'm gonna say this, a shout out to an artist, but like we gotta minimize that shout out because it's about to end.
I don't want to do no Grammy speech, so I'm gonna just say, shout out to everybody who been rocking with me. Much love to all the artists and creatives. You can't be great by yourself. I'm always open to talking to other artists. If you have any questions, hit me up. If you have any ideas, thoughts, anything cross your mind that concerns me, hit me up.
Most definitely.
So much love to all the creators.
After this interview, when it's posted, if you will drop the pages of other artists that you know in the comments,
of course,
so I can check them out too, and just put me on to other artists, would be appreciated.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I got
All
a
right.
lot to
Thank you
tag,
so
man.
much. Thank you. I do not want this to like abruptly end, so I'm gonna like end it before it
All
ends
right.
on me. But thank you so much, B1. Much love. Thank you to all our viewers. Okay. Shout outs to y'all, and I'll be hitting you up soon, B1. All right. Much
All
love.
right.
Peace, peace. And I'm gonna close you. I'm gonna close out from this end. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
All right. We'll have to do it again.
Definitely.
Later.
Later.
Take care. So peace, peace from here to the far east, most definitely. Make sure that you subscribe by going to the link in my bio. Subscribe to DreamAloud Art on YouTube so you can be notified of these interviews when the full interview is uploaded. Okay, so big shout out to y'all. Peace, peace from here to the far east, and dream aloud, y'all.